opinions about the game. It's pretty dog.
Crap.
I mean, I'm playing probably the worst scenario right now. But yeah. It's not much better than when I played it like 3 years ago. If it wasn't for the awful netcode, it'd be pretty decent, but like the netcode is horrible in this game.
Hey guys, Derek here. Today we're just going to be taking a quick look at Ironsight potentially completely missing its biggest opportunity it's had in a long time due to, said issues. Okay. I'm just trying to vibe. What? Welcome to EU. What? And ooh. So I just have way too many clips like that. I'm not going to pull every single one I have from Twitch because the video would be way too dang long. So Ironsight recently, if you don't know, has had some bigger content creators, bigger names in the scene like Faze, Agony, Nate Gibson, and amongst others that have recently been trying to make some YouTube videos, stream the game, play the game, that sort of thing. And there's been a couple of main issues with this, I find. One for new players and two for these actual content creators who know how to play FPS games coming over and trying it. One, from a new person's perspective, it's going to be a lot less daunting because you're not really looking for things like, hey, you're not used to, let's say, a good FPS game already. You're trying out Ironsight for the first time. You don't recognize netcode as being such a big thing unless you're already an experienced FPS player and you know, hey, that's wrong, and you immediately feel the consequence of it. No, obviously, this is a huge underlying thing for Ironsight. Everybody knows it for a long time since it came out. Now, the engine is probably the thing that's holding it back. It's obviously a very complex issue, or they would have already fixed it already. I've almost debated thinking about the idea of getting like a Ironsight 2 under works and getting the content over on like a Unity or Unreal engine and just have I would donate for that cause, just to have everything kind of ported over or just remade in a different engine if that is the underlying issue, just for the health of the game. Because new players coming in, they're going to experience this game and it's cool at first, the flow, the speed, all that. But at its core, it's really, really broken still. And when we have finally the opportunity where some bigger names are coming into the game and we've had, 4 years of these issues and it still hasn't been fixed, by the time all these big names come over and try it out, how long are they really going to stay here if this is the main concern or the main issue is that everything's just feeling off, hit registration, getting hit behind cover, and just the overall impact of Peeker's advantage?
Oh man, it still has horrible hit reg issues. What is with the the desync is never going to be fixed in this game, is it? It's not even like I'm on bad ping. It's just the game has horrible desync. Yeah, the game's netcode is like actual dog
crap
tier. It's really freaking bad. Surprised you haven't tried the game before? I did, like years ago. That's what I was saying. It literally like hasn't changed in like 5 years.
And obviously another issue is new players coming in. Since the player base is small, now right now it actually is peaking. It's been at its highest. It's going over 1,000 players the past few days, which is pretty unusual for Ironsight, and that has to be a direct cause from the content creators starting to post content on it. And recently when we're playing, we're seeing a lot of level 1 through 20 in our lobbies. Now, the kind of issue with this as well is that the player base isn't that large that it can't match them with people of their level all the time. So after, 1,200 hours of the game, the grind kind of settled down a little bit, and we're just kind of playing with friends constantly now just to keep the game fun, and we're doing our own challenges and stuff like that to keep things interesting. But it it sounds stupid to say, but an issue for new players sometimes is all of the NA 3 stacking that's going on, since the core group is so small that has played the game for so long. And it's not even just like, I don't want to say that it's like our stack or something like that, but in any given evening, we could have like me, Pack, Persistent, Schmong, Pancakes. Like we have a group of like 9 really, really strong players that will all 3 stack with each other all at the same time. And some of these lobbies has been like a 3 stack that I'm running with facing a 3 stack that we all know, we're all friends. It's an amazingly fun experience for us to face each other. But then the rest of the guys on our team are level 1 through 5, and they have to fight literally the best players in NA currently in public lobbies. So it's super hard for new players sometimes because the matchmaking can't facilitate their level because of the small population. So hopefully if the population does keep growing, we can kind of see a bit more new player retention, because we've seen them leave the game.
What is this team balancing? What? Bro, it just put the like 300 plus level players all on the same team. Oh, are they in a party?
Oh, we just wiped the lobby. Thought I saw someone there. It's trippy. What happened to my game? So another part of this issue is, since the player base is small in NA, it's not like us, like the group of guys that we have that play the game constantly can even go queue up in a ranked game mode. There's just, you won't find a match. So we do need to resort to just 3 stacking, and it's come to the point where like we all have like over 1,000 hours played in the game. So we're obviously going to play with each other to make the game more fun. It's not like, there's no like pride in knocking out a lobby like that where everyone's under level 20. But we're also not just going to play solo for the sake of newer players, let's say. So it's a little bit of a weird situation, and these are going to be the main things that are kind of holding new player retention back, in my opinion, is that there's a very awkward skill gap. I've played on EU a little bit too. My ping's just a little bit too high. It seems like the same thing. There's either players that are getting started or players that are way up here and know what the heck is going on. And same thing with NA. It's either like 1 through 20 or you're level 300. So it's kind of tricky in that regard. But also, of course, the netcode being an issue. I'd be down to see like an Ironsight 2 and get all this content over to a different engine somehow, or just kind of remake it with this game as a template, just to fix that main issue, because I would love to take this game competitively. But when I tried, even some of the intro clips that we saw, that stuff happens too in the competitive environment. So, and there's just not it's not an esports scene. It's not a big game by any means. There's not like a whole, incentive to try to take the game any more seriously. For me personally, my grind has ended with the game, like trying to get better, trying to figure out scenarios, do this and that. I'm really autopiloting a lot of my sessions lately, and if something cool happens, that's awesome. Something cool happened. But I'm not really I'm not as actively trying. We're just having fun at this point. But I would like to have that kick in the butt sort of thing to okay, let's take this serious again. Let's try to get competitive. But I don't think that's ever going to happen, especially in NA Ironsight. So yeah, I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the video. I think that Ironsight has, to sum it up, since this has not been able to be fixed in the past 4 years, I don't know if we're going to get an opportunity like this again with content creators with over 1 million subscribers trying to make some content on the game, and then this is going to be everyone's first impression when they come to the game. So it's just kind of, we're kind of kicking I wasn't kicking a dead horse. That's kind of a weird saying now that I think about it, but that's what came to mind with this whole netcode talk again. But since we have the opportunity now, we're just not able to fully capitalize on it because that issue hasn't been able to be fixed. And I don't know what the solution is going forward, but I know for one, Nate Gibson probably won't play the game again after those videos. Unless, of course, they get sponsorships or whatever. But thank you guys. We'll see what Ironsight can do in the future. The game is growing a little bit. I would love to see this game on a new engine. But anyways, that's all I have for you today. Thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video or one of the next streams. Bye for now.